How do I turn this light on? Is it plugged in? Oh, there we go. Are we live?
Yes.
We're live.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. Can everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Okay, Ralph, you want to do a roll call?
Yep. Mr. Dominic.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Commissioner Sherback.
Yes.
Mrs. Greco.
Here.
Mrs. Gatto.
Here.
Mr. Chelik.
Here.
Mrs. Sheridan.
Here.
And Mr. Tobin. I don't see Pat.
I think he's away.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Anything?
No, I did not receive anything. The public had until 9 o'clock this morning to send any emails that they would like to discuss at this meeting, and I didn't get any.
Okay. Presentation of the minutes for approval from the meeting held on May 12th, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I will
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Presentation of vouchers for examination and approval from May 13th, 2021 through August 11th, 2021. I'm assuming everybody's had an opportunity to review the expenditures. Does anybody have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the expenditures?
Motion made.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Discussion items. Subsection A, Land Bank General Update. Ralph?
Okay. Since the last meeting, we've had time to close on 2 more properties. We have a total now throughout Lackawanna County of 165 properties that have been either sold or conveyed. Breaking that down by municipality that are members of the land bank in the city of Scranton, 148 properties. In the city of Carbondale, 12 properties. In Covington Township, 4 properties. And Vanley, 1. So any of the properties that were outstanding, we were able to close on. Anybody have any questions on any of the properties or?
Okay. New interest, new land bank.
Okay. We haven't had any new interest from any of the school districts. Again, the current ones are still Scranton, Carbondale, Dunmore, Lakeland, Mid-Valley, Valley View, North Pocono, Forest City, and Old Forge. The outstanding ones are Abington Heights, Riverside, and Lackawanna Trail.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, you're kind of muffled.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to do the whole thing again, or?
Are you listing the ones that we do have?
The current ones we have are Scranton, Carbondale, Dunmore, Lakeland, Mid-Valley, Valley View, North Pocono, Forest City, and Old Forge. The ones we don't have are Abington Heights, Riverside, and Lackawanna Trail.
Abington Heights, Riverside, and Lackawanna Trail. Okay.
As far as
all right, I'm gonna have Broadway has the thrill of being my assistant this week while Shannon is away, so I'm gonna have him make some calls on those and see if we can get them signed up. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else?
Participating municipalities. Since the last meeting, German Borough has become a member of the land bank, and a few weeks ago, Mayor Chelik and I attended a meeting with Carbondale Township where we actually pitched the benefits of being members of the land bank, but we haven't heard anything yet. So I have to do some follow up on that to see where they stand.
Carbondale Township?
Carbondale Township.
Okay, I'll have Jim do that as well.
Yeah, I know Jim was going to check on it, but I hadn't heard anything.
Okay.
Again, I'll just reiterate the current members are Scranton, Carbondale, Fell Township, Mayfield, Dunmore, Blakely, Archbold, Covington, Vanling, Old Forge, Troop, Thornhurst, and Scott.
Okay. Okay, Blight Task Force update.
All right, just a quick update from us this time around. Not too much to report, but the group has been working on two major things. One is trying to organize more volunteer labor to help out with maintenance of either land bank properties or cleanup of blighted properties. And so now that volunteers are willing to get out into the community again, we're providing, looking for ways to provide tools and equipment to go tackle some of those properties that we can't get addressed in other ways. So that's active. The other thing that we've just presented on to the Land Bank Advisory Committee before this meeting was a data and mapping project that NeighborWorks was a part of, along with members of the city of Scranton, to kind of look at different data in certain neighborhoods in the city, kind of overlaying land bank properties with condemned properties, with blighted properties, with some other interesting data, and kind of show some trends and relationships between and opportunities that the land bank may have to be proactive in addressing some properties that may come through for neighborhood improvement purposes. So we'd love the opportunity to talk more with the full land bank board and present some of that data in the future. So we talked to Ralph about possibly trying to set up a separate time to talk through a little bit of that and bring you up to speed on some of that data and how it may help inform the land bank's work moving forward. So thank you.
Yeah, we thought maybe that we could set up some kind of a work session where Todd and Jesse could present something. But I'll work on that with you, Brenda. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
The next is Advisory Committee and General Property discussion.
Okay. I believe everyone has the color copies of the photos of the aerial views of the properties that the board will hopefully be acting on today. The first one is up in Carbondale on Coolidge Avenue, which would be a side lot for Fred and Melinda Mose. They do own an adjacent property and just want to expand their property. The other 6 are all located up in Eagle Lake Development. That's the recreational area up there. And does the board, Commissioner, do you want me to go through every single one of these? They're kind of self-explanatory, but we do have resolutions that we can talk about. And
Yeah, I think let's do it when we get to the resolution.
okay, they're all just cut and dry. I have informed the Covington Township of our intended acquisition and conveyance of these properties, and they have no problem with it. So instead of going to each individual one, we can do that as part of the resolutions. Go forward like that. Anybody has any questions? Just looking at the properties, please let me know.
Okay.
Point of order. Did we skip the bids opening if necessary?
Oh, okay. Yeah, there were no bids really to be opened at this point. Every one of these properties, the applications, there was only one interested buyer, so there were no bids.
I I just have a general comment. So Ralph, we went to Covington, was it late last year, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
And they had quite a few properties on the repository when we approached them. And a lot of them were in this Eagle Lake development, correct?
Right, right.
So this is a good thing for the land bank and for Covington that these properties will be back on the tax rolls for them.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe there's quite a few more up there. So once the word gets around that people can get these properties for a reduced price, get them back on the tax rolls, hopefully you can move a lot more.
Yeah, great.
Ralph, just what we mentioned at the advisory meeting, these lots are limited to recreational use. They're not to build permanent houses. In other words, people put an RV on them. Is that
Right.
what they are?
Right, right.
Okay.
And also, Eagle Lake does benefit from this as well because they get a fee from these property owners to use their facilities up there as well. So, we're helping, not only Covington, but Eagle Lake.
I have a question. So the contract, when somebody purchases a property through the land bank, does the contract indicate that they cannot transfer the property or sell the property or flip the property or whatever it may be for a certain period of time?
Yeah,
5 years.
well, we just changed that recently to 1 year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why did we do that? Oh, here's why I'm thinking. I mean, I think the whole mission of the land bank, right, is to reduce blight, put the properties on the tax roll. But we also inform these municipalities that they have control over who this property, to a certain extent, over who this property goes to. In other words, we don't go through sales if a municipality says, when looking at the buyer, that they don't think it's a good fit. So basically, I feel like by having only a 1 year condition in there that somebody can't flip the property for 1 year, it kind of goes against that, because somebody can buy it, keep it for a year and then flip it, and then someone else can have it and had they originally tried to buy it, the municipality may not have been happy with it. So why did we, Joe, why did we move from 5 to 1 year?
I don't remember specifically.
Yeah. I
Did
don't
it go to 1 year?
Sorry, Brenda?
So did it go to 1 year? Is it still one? I thought that it was 5, but they could come back to the land bank board, so that if they had a hardship or for some reason they needed to sell, that if they had the permission from the board, they were allowed to sell.
I recommend, if somebody can look at the contract, I think since we get half of the taxes for the first 5 years, correct?
Right.
I think that should coincide with the amount of time that somebody should have to keep that property and maintain it before being able to sell it. I think it should be 5 years, with the exception that Brenda indicated, such as a hardship or whatnot. So can someone look at, Joe, can you look at the agreement? And then
Ralph and I will look at it and see what's actually on our latest ones, what we actually have in them.
what does everyone else think? Anybody?
1 year is way too short.
Would you?
I agree.
I like the symmetry of the whole 5 year.
I agree.
I agree to 3 year if I really had to, but I think 5 years. I think as long as they have to pay the land bank 50% of the taxes, they should remain the owner. So if the current contract doesn't say that, maybe we can revise it and then at the next meeting discuss it and pass it or whatever we have to do.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, and Joe, we need to just ensure that when we're doing the recording of the deed, that there is that statement within, and again, I don't know the legal terminology that goes with this, but that states that that property can't be sold, like if you ran a title search, until the land bank satisfies or allows for that prior to the 5 years.
And then also the other thing that I think goes without saying, but maybe it should be in our bylaws, and maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't looked at them since I joined the land bank in the beginning of my term of last year. But I think that if somebody buys a property and breaches the contract in any way, they should be banned from being able to buy another property through the land bank.
Oh, yeah,
Is it in our bylaws? I'd like somebody to look at the bylaws, and if it's not in there, I want to amend the bylaws to include that.
Yeah, it doesn't specifically say that, but yeah.
I think it needs to, because I think it needs to be black and white and clear. Because again, I think it goes against the entire mission of the land bank to allow somebody to come in and flip a property and not pay taxes and then catch up on the taxes and then flip the property. I don't like any of that. So let's try to clean it up a little bit. And let's, the one thing about the land bank is everything, there's no downsides to it. And these issues I'm addressing leave a bad taste in my mouth. So I want to address them so that it's, so that we stay clear to the mission of what we're trying to achieve here. Okay?
Yep.
All right, can I move on to new business? Is everybody ready?
Jesse, did you?
Jesse?
Commissioner Dominic, just one thought on that. I think, since so many of these are side lots, there may be instances, I don't know if this has happened yet, but if somebody purchases a side lot and then ends up selling their primary residence a year or two later, obviously that creates so there might be some scenarios where like a blanket statement, might not work as well. But I just throwing that out there because I know, one of the primary purposes was to kind of attach that side lot to the main property, and the main property is sold.
I think, Brenda, somebody alluded to it.
Yeah, that's what I was
There's
saying.
a hardship date.
Correct.
There's a
Hardship, okay.
but they gotta come to us.
Right.
The other thing is I'm talking, I guess I should have been more clear. I'm talking more about the properties that they're building on.
Right.
Or that there's a structure already on it. If Joe wanted to draft something and have a caveat to it, with the exception being the side lots. But again, I think that because we are going to these municipalities and telling them that they're not losing control over the ultimate purchaser, that by completely, giving up the right to see who's buying it next within the first 5 years, I think is an issue. And I don't think that we would be properly representing what the actual truth is if we don't address these things. So I'd like to have them addressed, and I'll leave it up to Joe. So Joe, you think that that by putting in that language that Brenda talked about, that is addressed, or do you think we should have a separate caveat and make it different, differentiate between the regular lots, I'll call them for lack of better words, and the side lots? However you think is best.
Yeah, Ralph and I will, we'll tighten up the agreements if we're going to add a little extra language in our deeds.
Yeah.
Everything should be bylaws, whatever.
Yeah, and I think
Ralph and I will work on tightening it up. But I didn't, honest to God, I don't remember reducing it to 1 year.
Okay, if it's 5 years, that's and then the other thing in the agreement, but also
I could be wrong though. So you know how many things
Yeah.
from the land bank go across my desk every
I
week?
know.
I don't
But
even know who I am by the end of the week.
I told somebody yesterday to have a nice weekend, and it was Tuesday, so I know how you're feeling.
But Ralph and I will coordinate on that. We'll tighten it up. But we don't want this to be a clearinghouse for speculators.
Exactly. And then the language about if someone breaches the contract, they're no longer eligible to buy a property through the land bank. That should be in both the bylaws and the contract that the person signs.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. New business resolution 21-023, approving the acquisition of additional property from the tax claim office repository list of unsold property. And it looks like the Lackawanna County Land Bank hereby approves the acquisition of additional properties as listed below from the repository list of unsold property. And there are 7. So we have Coolidge Avenue, exit rear L19 in Carbondale, Oak Place, WD 1-122, Covington Township, Jamboree Drive, J5-179, Covington Township, Adventure Ave, A1-106, Covington Township, Boaters Byway, R2-41, Covington Township, another one at Adventure Ave, A2-87, Covington Township, and Black Bear Drive, WL6-774, Covington Township. Do you have any comments on these, Ralph?
No, I think they're pretty straightforward. Again, like I said earlier, they did check with the municipalities, and they had no opposition to us acquiring these properties.
I will say I like the names of the streets in Covington Township. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so if anyone has any if no one has any questions, do I have a motion to approve resolution 21-023?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
on the question?
Just, I'm not on the board, but just the advisory committee approved it too. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Resolution number 21-024. This is approving the conveyance of certain land bank owned property under the side lot purchase program. And this is at the address of Coolidge Avenue, exit rear L19. The purchasers, Fred and Melinda Mose, and the price is $150. Does anybody have any questions, or Ralph, do you have any comments?
No, that would be a side lot for Mr. and Mrs. Murray. They own adjacent property all around there. And they thought that they did own the property, but they don't. They just wanted to move forward and make it part of theirs.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Resolution 21-025, approving the conveyance of certain land bank owned property under the property purchase program. So there are 6. Are these the same ones that we just discussed?
Yeah, these are the ones that the board acted, previously just to acquire, and this would be the conveyance to the appropriate prospective purchaser.
Now, is it me or is there one? Now, 21-023 had A through G. This says A through F. So what one are we missing? Carbondale.
On the side lot was one of them. That was the previous.
Oh, the Carbondale one was the side lot.
Right.
Okay, I get you. All right, so these ones are all the 6 properties in Covington Township on Oak Place, Jamboree Drive, 2 on Adventure Ave, 1 on Boaters Byway, and 1 on Black Bear Drive. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? And just for everybody's knowledge, or whoever's listening, if anybody, that these were sold at the $500 price. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The motion carries. 21-0126, ratifying and approving an amendment number 4 to the land bank bylaws with respect to Article 1, Section 2, Office of the Board. And it says, be it resolved that the governing body of the Lackawanna County Land Bank does hereby ratify an amendment to Article 2, Section 2, Office of the Board bylaws adopted May 13th, 2016, and amended June 15th, 2016, amended February 17th, 2017, amended October 14th, 2020, or 2020. Be it further resolved, that Article 1, Section 2, Office of the Board shall now read as follows. The Office of the Board of Directors shall be at 125 Wyoming Avenue,
That should be 123.
I thought so, yeah. So we have to change that. So it shall be 123 Wyoming Avenue, 5th floor, Scranton, PA 18503. Adopted at a scheduled meeting at the Lackawanna County Land Bank held on today's date, August 11th, 2021. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
So assuming that we have that change from 125 to 123 Wyoming, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Resolution number 21-027, ratifying and approving an amendment to number 5 of the Land Bank bylaws with respect to Article 3, Section 1, annual meetings. Be it resolved by the governing body of the Lackawanna County Land Bank that the bylaws adopted May 13, 2016, amended June 15, 2016, amended February 17, 2017, amended October 14, 2020, amended August 11th, 2021, be amended with respect to Article 3, Section 1, and the annual meeting shall read as follows. Section 1, annual meetings. The annual meeting of the board shall be held on the second Wednesday of January at 11 a.m. at the regular meeting place of said board. The regular meeting for January will be combined with the annual meeting on the second Wednesday of January each year. In the event for some reason the annual meeting does not take place on the second Wednesday of January, the annual meeting shall be combined with the next regular meeting of the board, adopted at a scheduled meeting today on August 11th, 2021. Can someone explain that? I read it and I find it confusing. So the annual meeting is just going to be on the same day as our regular meeting? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, the annual reorganization meeting, which will occur like the first.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve 21-027?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Number 8 on the agenda, opportunity for the public to address the board. Anything?
Haven't received anything. Nope.
Okay, so you guys are going to look at the contract and the bylaws just as a recap for my own mind. And I'm going to have Jim and I will follow up with Carbondale Township, Abington, Riverside, and Lackawanna Trail. So hopefully we'll have all this resolved by the time of the next meeting, which is scheduled for September 8th, 2021 at 11 a.m. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
One more thing. I'm going to try to set up a meeting with NeighborWorks with Todd and Jesse about a work session for their impact study and how they can present it to the board and how the land bank can benefit from it. Okay, we'll set something up in the hopefully near future.
I'm sorry, Ralph, I have my thing on 100 and I still can't hear you. I don't.
Okay. I want to set up a work session with NeighborWorks with Jesse and Todd to present their impact study for the Scranton area to the entire board. But I thought it'd be better to do it at a work session than a regular meeting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So do I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second
Second.
on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a nice rest of the week, everybody.
You as well.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Ralph, are you gonna need me to sign some papers?
Yeah, well, in the next couple of days,
Okay, just send me a text, let me know.
I will. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Mary.
Have a good day.
You too.